Hey guys, so what I want to do here is show you guys a quick walkthrough of the intake form to see how you can use it. It's pretty simple, really. It might seem complicated on the outset, but it walks you through most of the questions. And if you ever need help, you can always call in or have someone else call in to walk through it together. So on our website, whyreboot.com, WHYREBOOT.com, you just go to the resources tab and click intake form discovery. So it's the first link under the resources tab. And once you get there, it looks pretty small, right? It looks very small. That's deceiving because it is dynamic. So it will change depending on what you answer. So let's give it a project name, Smith Residence. This way we know what it is, and actually when you guys go to place an order, we that's what goes into our documentation portal so that when somebody calls in for support and they say, hey, I'm at the Smith residence, we're already pulling up Smith residence from your company name. Do we have your contact info? If yes, then nothing else opens. But if you say no, and hopefully if you've never worked with us before, because people just will say yes, even though we don't have their company name, we don't have their address, and then that, we'll have to reach out and say, hey, can you send us your information? Another thing, I had to add this because some people end up putting in the client's name and put in the client's email address. Now, this is a problem because then we email the client, and you don't really necessarily want that. So please, we're asking for your name and your email address. Company name, obviously, whatever your company name is. So let me just put in a fake name here, Testington, fake at name.com, company name, test, company address. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say, yes, we already have it, so I don't have to enter all that in. Project date. What this does is it actually helps us so that we, get an idea of when the project needs to go in so that we know what to quote, right? Especially during supply chain shortages, which we're experiencing right now. I don't know how long this video is going to be up there. So if we're done with that, then thank God we're back to normal. But for now, it's good because, if you say it's 5 days from now, number one, 5 days from now, it doesn't give us a lot of time. But also we might quote something different because we know something's not going to be available. We'll probably reach out and say, hey, this, what you requested is not available. Would any of this work instead? Or if you guys want, you can always request 2 quotes. You can request, hey, I want to get 1 quote with what is available and 1 quote with, what we actually want to put in there. And you can request that in the detail section at the bottom. So I'll just put in a date right now. If you have a rep that you want CC'd, please put in their email address. This helps them understand what's going on and maybe reach out to help you guys if you need it. Then the next section here, you can see we're almost done, right? But this is where it opens up. So please choose what kind of system you'd like from the choices below. Now, we do sell full systems. We prefer to because we have more control and we can assist you guys better and definitely give you a better overall experience. But, we also sell things a la carte, which a lot of people don't know. So maybe you just want a router. Maybe you just want switches, or maybe just wireless, or full system, which includes router, switching, and wireless, but switching is optional, right? This might just be router and wireless, and I'll show you how that works right now. So you answer how many years of licensing you want. So whether you want it to be a 1-year quote, 3-year quote, 5-year quote, you let us know. So 1 year without security would be that. If you say 1 year, now this kind of implies that there is security, right? But you do get asked this, then this opens up, do you require security services? And so, obviously you should want security. There are other options, so no security, right? Which basically makes a lower end appliance go really fast. But once you start adding security, it definitely does. Price goes up exponentially, especially depending on what speed you want. If we're going above gig, now prices go really high. So we do have a basic security option just to try to, give decent amount of security at the gateway, but, not killing the bank. If there's something else, you can always write something else in if you want. But I'll say, yes, they want to be totally secure at the gateway. Now, what speed are you getting, right? So gigabit. If you say more than gigabit, then we're going to probably reach out and say, okay, well, can you tell us exactly how fast? So ideally, if it's more than gigabit, you would say, it's 2.5 gigs, it's 5 gigs, it's 1.25 gigs. That way we can size the right firewall, the right appliance for whatever the situation is. Do you need a rack mount kit? I mean, these are very self-explanatory, right? Do you require switching? If you say no, then nothing else opens. If you do, boom, another option. So this is how it can balloon up, but this should take less than 5 minutes once you get comfortable with it to fill out. So what type model switch? You have all the options here. So let's just say we want a 24 port switch, no PoE, switch location, MDF. Ooh. Now, if you want fiber, you want multi-mode, single mode, what speed. These here say drives up cost because it kicks you off of the 7150 series, which is the base model Ruckus switch, which is good for most projects. But if you need, faster links for, let's say, Crestron NVX or something like that, where you need more than 1 gig per endpoint, now we need to look at, faster links. So once you click that, now we're going to know, okay, now we're going in the 7550 line of the 24 port switch, right? You can add another switch if you need to, or remove the switch. Very, very simple. This is basically trying to minimize any back and forth with questions. Hopefully once you fill this out, it answers all the questions. We don't even have to reach out. But, we'll probably reach out every once in a while, especially if it's a large system. We're going to want to get some more information. But this is going to get rid of most of the questions. So this is always your first step you should take. List any types of devices. So we used to have something here which said, list the types of devices going in, and people would put a whole bill of materials in there. We're not looking for you to tell us every single device. I don't want this to be painful for anybody. So really we're asking, are there really high traffic devices, really large PoE budgets, something that requires, PoH power instead of just PoE plus, that sort of thing. So as it's a required field, I'll just put in stuff. Please don't use stuff. Please, help me out. Control system, is it Crestron, is it Savant, do you have Lutron in there, that sort of thing. And then here, what kind of wireless do you need? Indoor, outdoor, both. So if you do both, it's going to ask for both indoor and outdoor, right? So there you go. Would you like a heat map? So we do free predictive analysis for you guys so that you can, get a good sales tool to show the client, but also so we can determine the best placement for APs. And we do these really fast. It's less than 24-hour turnaround. We are really good at it. In fact, we're the only company that has actually gotten homes Wi-Fi certified by the Wi-Fi Alliance with predictive modeling and with Ekahau, which is the software that we use. So if you say yes, boom. Would you like to hide the APs in closets? We don't want to do that. Obviously, we want to put them out in the open. If you guys haven't heard of our Paramount, look it up, accesspointmount.com, or put them out in the open. Client doesn't care about aesthetics, they're more concerned about performance. So do you have floor plans? Yes, I can get them to you, hopefully, because then that should, yeah, okay. Oh, here we go. Right. I was thinking for a second, why isn't it opening up another thing? It's like, yes, I can email them to you. No, I cannot. I can upload them to you through this form. So here you can either click or drag a file in, as long as it's less than 50 megs, right? If it's more, please reach out. We'll find a way to get them to us or give you FTP access. But very simple. You load the plans there. We get them. It generates a ticket automatically. And the predictive modeling team begins working on it. Helpful information, outer wall construction, inner wall construction, AP height. We do multi-level predictive models. So we're actually looking at the structure as a whole. Note that, for outdoor APs, we never include those in an indoor heat map because it tends to skew the results. Most outdoor projects, we can just look at it and tell you how many outdoor APs are required, but there are some sprawling sites or some odd things where maybe sometimes we need a heat map. That will be done separately. All right, so don't expect outdoor with the indoor heat map just because it's not accurate. Wireless coverage areas, where you could say everywhere, or if there's places you don't need, like a basement, unfinished areas, garage, that sort of thing, please let us know. That way we don't include it. It minimizes the back and forth with our team. The more information we get, the better. The more information we get about walls, structure, things like that, the more accurate it is. So, help us out. A little bit of time saves a lot in the end. How do you want to control the network? We're trying to figure out about controllers, things like that. Obviously, the zone director is gone, so there are limited options. I would definitely prefer everyone use this because it allows us to support you a lot better. We work with the developers directly on this, fine-tuning it, making it better, a better product for all of us. And it's definitely, if we don't have VPN access, we can still actually maintain and manage that network and push updates and things like that. Or if you want to go unleashed, you can see how I feel about it there. Or you have something else, maybe you want to spin up a whole smart zone or something. It all depends on your situation. Which APs do you want to use? Try to put in some helpful information there. Which outdoor APs. This will actually take you to Ruckus's AP section of their website to show you if you had more questions on what kind of APs, but you can always reach out to us too for whatever you want. If you click other and say, you decide or whatever, that's fine as well. Do you need any accessories? Pretty simple. You require mesh or wireless bridge, mesh, last resort, please. This is just there because sometimes somebody does. Most of the time, people just say no. Please provide a description. So, like I said, the more detail, the better. The more information we can get, it really is helpful. This stuff, this is really to give people an idea that have never seen what we can do, to show them what it is that we include or that we can offer in the systems. Once we send you a config request, that's really going to be when you tell us, okay, I need an office network separated. You can see all the things with asterisks are already capabilities that we have with your system without adding anything, right? Things without an asterisk, like automatic failover, high availability for routing, that sort of thing. That's stuff where we would have to add separately. So maybe we need redundant power supplies for the switches, or maybe we need to do a high availability unit for the firewall, that sort of thing. Okay, that's it. You click the thing to show that you're not a robot, and then you click submit. Now, when you click submit, it should show you that it was submitted successfully. If you don't see that, it wasn't. You'll also get an email copy of what you sent so that you can look through and see it. If you don't receive that email, we didn't get it, okay? And it didn't generate a ticket, and nobody's working on it. So if for some reason you're struggling, just let us know. The form, we get, I don't know how many intakes every single day. So we would probably know if something is not right, but it always does help if you guys reach out. So that's it. I guess if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to support, or you can reach out to me directly. You guys should have our information. If not, click the contact us at the top of the right of the page. Thanks, guys.